Have you ever worked on an old boat and found this? I did. So let me show you how I dealt with that. Hello folks, Jose here with Reverie, Sailing Vessel Reverie. Today we're working on the electric wiring, and we started that process a little bit ago. Things are getting a lot more organized here in the cabin, just because every time we finish a project I can get rid of a bunch of boxes. So we're rerunning the wiring. If you remember, we ran wiring for the new lights on the mast. So for the anchor light, our steaming light, and a deck light, those lines were running inside the mast. They come from underneath down there. See the two wires coming out, and this bundle has the electric for the sump pump, which there's some wirings we have to take from here to the switch. Then they run aft, and basically I moved the wiring to the top of the compartment. Before it was running below, and I move them up so that way if there's any water or makes it in there, it's not going to touch the electric, or it's going to give the electric some room. They run under this compartment, which right now is full of boxes, and then we have to fish it out right here in the galley. Now for some reason, whoever did the wiring on Reverie, they thought it would be cool to tie that big bundle of wires you see there to the plumbing. So the two gray pipes are for water, and they run under the galley, but underneath this sole here, they're bolted together with a strap. So I couldn't pull the wire out, and my arms are not skinny enough or long enough to get those straps off. So what I ended up doing is just cutting them off, and I'm going to try to pull them out and get them out from the boat. So I need to figure out where that bundle of wires comes out on the aft locker, and then see how we feed it back up here to the electric panel. Hey guys, so I'm back on the boat. So yesterday we were able to pull out all the old wiring, ran all that old wire out of the boat, ran the new wire, so I still have to get that to the panel through the locker. And today also I'm going to start the process of installing our new running lights. So I went with Hello Marine LED lights. These lights have like a 3 nautical mile range. They're LED, so they're not going to use a lot of power. And the way I'm mounting them, I wanted a way that it would be easy. Again, I'm looking for speed to conclusion. So I went with a bracket that I'm going to mount on the rail, and then I'm going to run these through a seal hole, and I'll show you that in a minute. And just bring the wire around the railing, and that will keep it simple, but also if I have to service it, I can take it apart quickly. And initially I thought about running it through the rail, but at some point I'm gonna have to take the rails off to rebed and reseal the rails, because I have under the stanchions, and particularly forward on the rail, on the bowsprit, I'm gonna have to take that apart and rebed it and reseal it and then put it back on. So it's a lot easier to deal with this on the rail from the outside than trying to fish it through and then have to take it back out and then fish it again. So going for simplicity and ease of installation. So I'll show you how I put these on the rail, and I'll show you how it goes today. Okay, so as you can see, I'm working on getting all the wires reset on the panel. And so right now what I'm doing is I want to get all the wires in place, so then I can label everything and create I guess a map for all the wiring on the boat. So right now we have our AC, which is these two sides right here, and then this is our DC, which has shore power, the air conditioner, the GFI outlets, and eventually the water heater will get hooked up in there. Over here, the only thing that's connected right now is the instruments, the lights for the cabin, and the bilge pump. So I wanted to show you real quick what I'm going to be using to basically bring the wiring inside the boat from the outside of the rails. So I'm going to be using this Scanstrut. Basically, it gives you a small base that you attach to the deck, or whatever you're going to bring the cable in. So you drill the one hole, and then it has this rubber seals in different sizes that you put the right size for the cable, so it seals around it, and then you screw it in place, and that gives you a control access point from above deck, below decks, so we can run the wiring and bring it over to the panel for connection. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to go mount the running lights, and then I'm going to remove the old ones, drill the holes, put this in, and then bring the cables inside. And then I have to extend the cables because they're not long enough, obviously, to bring them over to the panel. And I still have another wire run, actually two, that I have to do from the V-berth through the port side of the boat back into the panel for the wash pump, for the anchor locker, and the running lights at the bow of the boat. So let me get cracking with this. That's it for today, and I'll have another update soon. Tomorrow is a fun day, so Kuzi and I are going sailing and go out and relax in the bay and enjoy the Reverie, and we'll just keep working on it as we go. So see you guys soon. Another day, another project, another wire run. So I have 3 cables left to run, so I can finish the electric wiring for our running lights. So that's what we're working on today. So let me show you what we got left. All right, so I put a hole there to bring the side lights from the bow out back through this channel down below, and connected also the pump that's coming now under the sole. And into this compartment. And I put a little bit of extra for everything so I can move things around. And right now we have a bar to basically match everything. So that's going to get mounted right there on the bulkhead, and I'll cover it up to protect it from water. But that gives me a way to do repairs and adjustments without having to rerun the entire line all through the boat. So this is running through that compartment, under the galley sole, and into our panel. And right here in our panel, you see I'm starting to label things up so I can disconnect everything, create the mounting hole for the panel, and then create a map for all of the electric. So that's all I was able to get done today. So I still have to run the wire for the stern light, but I maybe do that this afternoon so we can run at night, and we have all the appropriate lights for that. Good morning, Jose here with Sailing Reverie. Right now we are in the process of putting things back together after Hurricane Elsa. So getting kind of put things back in their proper place so we can get back to work. So today I'm going to try to get the last of the running lights put in. So I have a stern light that I'm going to be mounting, and running the wiring to our panel, and that's the last of the electric for now, at least running line to the panel. And after that, I have to kind of relabel and map everything and then get everything ready to mount on the bulkhead so we can be done with the electric and then get on with the plumbing. As I mentioned earlier, I'm using the Helimarine lights. These lights in particular have a 3 nautical mile range. They're Coast Guard approved, and I'm gonna set them up with a bracket that's gonna be mounted on the rail. To get the line into the hull, I'm gonna be using a Scanstrut. Simple enough, not a lot of holes to drill, easy to remove. So again, it's going to be an effective solution, but one that I can move later or remove it without, causing a lot of damage. So that's what I'm going with for this installation. So this comes with a rubber seal that you put around the rail. Okay, so testing the lights. That is on. And yes, we have lights. Hey gang, so I'm down to the final stages of getting the electric completed here on Reverie. So yesterday I didn't do it on video, but I'll show you what I did. Basically, I mounted the panel. I had labels that I had created for every wire so I could map it out. And today basically I'm going to relabel. So I have a chart now that has all the breakers on my panel, and I created, using information that comes with the panel, a diagram to label the breakers, put numbers on them, and know what goes where. So I'm gonna recode the wires, so if I ever have to do any repairs, I can use this chart and follow the numbers on the wire, and I know what goes where. But in order to speed up the process, before I did that, I just made big labels that I put on the panel. So let me show you. So one of the things I did is I basically attached the panel to the bulkhead with a piano hinge. You can see it back there. Now this panel, because of all this big cable jumpers to get the ground buses and the neutral buses all connected, it needed about 5 inches of space thickness wise. So I added a border of starboard to give me a little bit more depth, and then when this goes against the, it's enclosed up in the hole, it closed perfectly, and there's no bunching on the cables. So you can see that I put in, cabin lights, positive, bilge, neutral, bilge pump, the hot, GFI outlet. So I just made labels that I used to quickly identify what was where, what's going where. These are the last cables I'm connecting, which are, my anchor light, my running lights, which I put together so they go in one breaker. Over here we have the deck pump. So everything is wired. Just have to finish rehooking this up, cleaning it up, so then I can close it up, and I'm completely done with the electric. Okay gang, the job is done. For now, I have to build basically a fascia plate, but I need patience and time to do that. So basically I need to do a board that will cover all the old holes, so this is going to look nice and clean in the future. But right now we got our electric panel installed. Everything is labeled. Whoops, sorry. I don't have anything in here right now, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of tape over that to keep the dust out. But right now, all of our running lights, deck lights, anchor lights, navigation lights, instruments, everything is operational. So we're in great shape. And right now we are getting some rain. Here in Florida is our rainy season, so we're getting to the point where instead of being evening showers, it's going to switch around, it's going to reverse, so we're going to get showers earlier in the day as we go through. So right now I'm getting some showers. I'm locked up in the boat while I'm working here, and since I was working with electric, I had everything off, so I'm going to plug everything back in to get the fans running. Right now Reverie has all the legal running lights, steaming lights, anchor light, deck light. We have cabin lights operational. We have our instruments operational. So everything that requires electricity that we have running so we can run at night is officially in place and operational. So I'm very happy about that. Next step is to work on a little bit of the plumbing and start clearing out the cabin now that I'm finishing jobs, so we can get our cushions back in here and get ready. Tuesday, here's an update on the air conditioner. So the air conditioner works, but it doesn't work as it should. It's drawing about 40 amps, so it's having a really hard start, and that trips the breaker quite a bit, so you have to attempt to get it started maybe 5 or 6 times over a period of time before it finally engages properly. So the recommendation from the technicians was to replace the unit, because to just replace the compressor, you're halfway to a brand new unit. So on Tuesday, we have a Dometic 12,000 BTU AC been installed to replace the current unit, and we should be able to sit in the cabin with a lot more comfort, at least while we're here in the dock getting projects done. So with that, folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll get you some updates on the next episode soon. And please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying watching me sweat and suffer as we get Reverie put back together. But we really appreciate you watching and your comments. So thank you very much, and have a great day.